Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is The Depths of Felfan, Episode 21, Godsforge Part A.
So, welcome back, everybody. It's been a while since I've been sitting in this chair, but this feels good. I'm excited. I'm excited for Episode 21 of The Depths of Felfan. Episode title to be determined, as per normal. Do you guys remember where we were at last? Tanith, describe to me your final moments in the last episode.
I believe we had just blown the dynamite and dropped lava.
There were many, many high-pitched screams echoing out through the funnel that tunnels lava down into the big tunnel that you guys had created. And then I think there was something that was seen and another noise. Some chittering and some chattering.
Beetles coming in from one of the other entrances.
And you guys being swarmed with beetles from all sides.
Yay, beetles.
Just coming out of the caves all around. Galus was up above the cauldron on the transparent glass that looks down inside of it, about 30 feet up, so the view is great to see all these creepy crawling creatures. And so was Nani. She was up there giving aid to this event. And there was also I think she was an elf. Can't exactly remember, but she was the healer.
He was an older elf.
An older elf?
Helping
Okay.
Kayla's.
Perfect. Okay, so we had an older elf healer that was there as well. The rest of you, I believe, were in that area because of what had happened. You guys were working to... you guys built the funnel and the wall to protect from the Formian horde. That's great. That's really good. I like that. I might change it now. But we're going to start somewhere else. We're going to start about 24 hours ago. When you guys finish one of the longer shifts on completing the steel wall and funnel system that you guys have designed, you get that the first piece into place, and then it's time to shut down for the day. Now, Erelon, you had said in the last episode that you were going to go talk with the people to find anybody who could help us, but we kind of overstepped that, and I triggered something else. But we're going to do that. About a few days ago for you, you went out and you were out talking to people. I'll get you to roll perception. Now this is back when the camps were over by the walls. 12.
Excuse me.
Huh. It's my first natural 20 of the night, everybody.
Oh, God.
So as you enter the camp, you're asking a few people if they have any skills with this particular object, and there doesn't seem to be many folk that seem to be able to help you. It seems to be, like I said, a whole bunch of survivors that don't necessarily have any relatives or relation to each other. You do notice, though, that there's about, out of the 40 or so creatures that are there, you notice about 10 of them seem to be guards of some sort, personal guards. You would think the way they're dressed, and that perhaps the one that they were protecting did not make it all the way, so they got here anyway. Perhaps they deserted. You also see the older elven woman that seems to be dressed in robes. They have a fairly large tent. You happen to walk by that one. They seem to be treating a few people here and there with mild things. Nobody's cut and bruised or banged up too bad, but they just you might have a cough or something, dehydration of that sort. She's also has food in bowls and in areas where she can place it, presumably from the create food and water spell.
Gotcha.
And after not really finding anybody that can give you any help with this particular thing. You were approached by Welvin Corsian, I think it was a dwarf. I can't remember again what he was, but he was the
Elven Corsian. Don't have him jotted down.
Okay. Well, Welvin Corsian was the man who approached you first and welcomed you to the community at large. And he described himself as a wizard of sorts, and he seemed to have 2 pages with him. But he does approach you at this time, and he says, I've heard your plans for what you're going to do for the wall. It seems to be seems to be effective. But those machines up there, you seem to be puzzled about them.
Well, yes, they're not like anything we've seen thus far, at least myself.
I have not been in Underforge, as he kind of looks around, myself. But it's most of the technology is based on, and he kind of taps his head, being smart and knowing the arcane. Perhaps my pages can assist you.
Any help that's offered is going to be taken.
He nods to them, and they nod into him in turn. He also says, I may look old and frail, but I do pack a punch. If you need any help when this happens, if things go south, so to speak, call on me, and I can prepare something shocking, if you catch my meaning.
Formulate whatever it is that you need to do, and let me know.
I am the formulation, son. Call it my name.
The formulation, son.
No, this is what I mean. We need smart people up there. He looks at his pages, and he says, if you need help when it comes down to it, I can cast lightning. I can do some devastating things on the battlefield. It has been some time since I've used it, but I have the power.
I've got the power.
I'm confident that you'll be of great help to us should the need arise.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and says, remember, Welvin Corsian. He nods to you and kind of shakes your hand.
Thank you, Alden.
You exit the camp and return to the crucible.
Prior to that,
Yep.
Erlon's going to go to those personal guard looking types,
Yes.
and he will approach them with his hands at his sides, and he shifts them up to his hips, and he says, are you you lot look like you've done your fair share of guarding and protecting. You're in that line of work?
You go up to a group of about 3 or 4 of them. Other ones are spattered around the camp, but there is a group of 3 or 4 that recognize that they are of similar status and are grouped together. And a dwarf speaks up to you and he says, aye, for the coin we could.
Okay. Well, bit thin in that realm at the moment due to the circumstances, but we have fair reason to believe that there is something greater at stake. Our lives. He says, if when the time comes, we are trapped here for the time being, and if we're attacked, I would like as much help as possible to ensure that we live, so that you can get more coin later down the line.
So the dwarf kind of eyes you up and down, and he says, well, that's a nice instrument you got on your back.
That it is.
Then, I'll get you to roll persuasion. Did you spritz up beforehand?
Didn't say I did.
Okay.
It's a nat 18, so that's 21.
As he's saying this, one of the taller elves beside him kind of swat him in the back of the head with their hand and just smack him, and his head goes forward, he spits some phlegm out, he stops suddenly, and he says, aye, you can count on us to defend on what we need. and there'll be no charge in it. He kind of looks at the dwarf, looks down on him. Says, you can count on us.
Very good. Thank you. He wipes the sweat from his brow and then turns back to exit the camp.
I'm gonna...
And as he's leaving, he'll turn his shoulder and look back to them. He'll say, let the others know.
They kind of look around and they say, they're not with... Okay. And you return to the crucible.
Yep.
Alright.
So, is Tanith there at the moment?
Yep, definitely.
And where's Galus?
I think Galus would have been... They went into the camp right now. They would be sitting and eating at this particular point.
She not gone into labor yet?
No, this is the... For your doing that, it's about 2 days before the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now you guys kind of just got there. It's been about 8 hours into the day. You guys did some planning about what you're going to do, and then that's when you went into the camp to find out anybody who could help.
Gotcha. Erlon goes over to the crucible, and he looks over to Tanith, calls up. He says, "Got a couple of strong, seemingly strong guardsmen to help in our cause, and a couple of pages and a mage as well."
A mage? That's good. Fights like this, few against many. The more casters we have, long distance damage, the better.
At least what we're doing here should offer some damage mitigation, but we have yet to really put it all into effect. I just hope that we can get it done in time.
If there are any druids or clerics, those could be very useful as well.
Of course. Have you had any progress with this so far since I've been out?
It's still damned awkward. Look, I'm not used to being this big yet. It's still awkward as.
And that's pretty much when you kind of put your hand on the panel, and thing moves, and that's when that kind of starts up. So, yeah. Sheena and Galus and Nani, you guys have noticed that children have been coming up to you, putting things in your pockets, giving you things in your hands, things like little blocks of silver that say 1 pound in them on the side in Dwarven, other things like little bits of money and gold and little gems and jewels and things like that. Some of them might just be simple quartz and that may be important to them, but they're still stuck in your pockets with them. Galus, you get a box just about the size of a small plum, like a snuff box, sort of. And you open that one up particularly when you're looking at them, and it's filled. I'll get you to roll knowledge nature.
With cocaine.
Oh, just about.
Nice. 13.
13. It doesn't look the same at all, but it seems to be the same color, the same fragrance as the
Tea.
The ember blossoms, exactly. But it seems to be in a powdered form. And it seems, you can see it's not a whole lot, almost just like a small mound sitting on a raised kind of soft platform inside the box itself. Maybe as much as like a D6 in size, like a block of sugar, like a sugar cube, basically. You guys can see at the Crucible, Tanith, Erelon, Delkek, Dermot occasionally. Sorry, not Dermot, Ravim. Ravim occasionally. And a few other people. You see like 2 short-robed people go up there at one point. You also see people leaving the camp and walking towards the monuments that have been erected around the Crucible. There seems to be 7 of them. They seem to be scattered with things, sacks of gold, offerings, and they appear to be the kind of a makeshift pantheon that's set around the Crucible, but there's only 7. It only seems to be only 7. You're seeing off maybe from about 50 feet or so, but you can clearly see that people are going up there, dropping things, nodding their heads. They're doing something over there. You guys can also see it at the top of the Crucible, but you're pretty
We're busy.
You're pretty busy right now.
It's like, oh, what are they doing?
Yeah, and it's not super crowded. It's not really crowded. You'll see maybe 4 or 5 people go up every hour, one at a time or in groups, if that's so the case. But not too many people know each other in this refugee camp. Any friends that have been made are probably been made right here to trauma.
Friends in trauma are best friends.
So I will give, if you guys wanted to check that particular area out.
Yes, actually. I shall roll a religion.
The village.
Yep.
I do believe it is.
The village people. Ah, you seeing?
10.
10. It's not too hard to notice. You don't really notice 7 of them. DC 10 is good enough for that. You don't really notice anything special except that they seem to be monuments to the gods. You can see all of them except for one.
Erlon strolls up beside Tanith and takes a look.
Someone's missing here.
Yeah, but who could it be? I rolled 21 for religion.
It's Delron. His statue is not there.
Delron's missing.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
Yep. Makes sense.
You guys just happen to be outside the, in view of, I'd say, Feldera and Karath. And on Karath's, you can see, Erelon, you can see pieces of stone with crystal formations coming out of them. Perfectly crystal, perfectly, this is like an amazing piece of art, but still connected to the piece of stone, not modified, not changed through process or anything like that. You can also see gems that have been placed there. You can see someone has left a map, and you can see other scrolls and things.
Okay, so if it has crystals seemingly growing out of the stone,
It just seems to be it's just like a piece of someone had mined. So it's a piece of the rock where the crystal formation had come out of over however many years it would take for it. It just seems to be laying there near the monument.
oh, kind of like a geode then, sort of ish. Very nice. So, Erlon looks to the offerings by this would be the monument to Karath.
Yep.
And the monument to the Karath, and he just takes note of it. He doesn't find anything terribly significant about it. People have their own reasons for donating bits and baubles to faith, and given the circumstances, makes sense.
You guys are also there. You can see on Feldera that's mostly trinkets, pieces of jewelry. You can see 2 or 3 wedding rings actually just sat on top of that.
She is the goddess of love too, I think. Or do people just get married in her name?
No, she's definitely the goddess of love, luck. She's the Lady Luck of this particular one. Hold on, I'll give you more context than that. Actually, I have this written down.
I was gonna say, did you get like a list of what gods?
No, I didn't provide that to you. I was not forthcoming with that information, as I'm just lazy and didn't even think about it.
Well, all you had to do is give the list to Zach, and he would have
That's
gotten
true.
this.
That's true. I got to think about that. So,
You got a photocopy?
Feldera.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically she's the goddess of love, but think of it as more than that. Think about it, all the things that love is connected to: lust, mistrust, all that stuff. Everything that goes into there, especially jealousy as well.
Oh, so more like the emotions and
Yeah, exactly.
circumstances kind of connected to love too. Interesting.
And if you... Karath is like trust, order, knowledge, history, stuff like that.
Okay.
And all the gods seem to have a counterpoint. Whereas Korath would be trust and order. Narail is chaos and disorder and storms and, events like that. Just chaotic all over the place. Even more so now. And there's other ones, you guys have seen Keldron's, what people were donating to him, mementos still, and other weird creatures of the dark. Grenhilda was mostly things of life, actual plants, fruit, perhaps water or something of that nature. And Oros you've seen is more so like weapons and
Armor bits and
trophies, things like that. Delron, the last time you guys seen it, was filled and covered with poisonous creatures. What seems to be blades that are still caked and covered in blood. But you don't see that in here. And those are all scattered around the crucible.
Well, it looks like the people are turning to faith rather than confidence.
Well, it is logical for those without power to seek solace in something that is more powerful than they.
That much is true. Is there anybody around the monuments doing prayer or anything like that? Or
Yep, definitely there's I'm gonna roll a d4. Let's roll me a dice. Oh yes, 4. You can see 4 separate people. One's over at Oros, there's one over at Keldrin. You can see someone just walking around kind of ahead of you at the same pace, 10 feet. And someone just walking away. Just left Feldera's. Kind of put a necklace they took off their hand, they kind of cupped it and put it to their face and then put it there.
Gotcha.
Roll perception.
Me as well?
Yeah, definitely. Where are you guys at, Galus and Nani?
We're getting our pockets stuffed full of goodies, aren't
So yeah, it's been about 20 minutes now since that happened.
Well,
you guys can see this. Did you guys want to explore
we? Is
this
there a
series?
reason that they're giving me gifts?
You
Just 'cause
guys
I'm
are.
awesome?
You guys
Or
seem to be
heroes?
infamous. You're heroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did I do something that
But
I
no,
didn't
that's
know?
completely within Nani's perspective, though, so I
bet.
understand.
She likes free stuff, right?
I mean, you're
With
filling
glasses?
pockets full of coins and things. Yeah, I broke the other ones.
Oh no.
Perfect. There you go.
These are my backup glasses.
Oh,
I don't have backup glasses.
They honestly look kind of backup.
They're my
Yeah.
backup glasses
Yeah.
for sure. I actually only wear them
From her other glasses,
I wear
definitely
them
they seem
on
to
a
be.
four-wheeler because they fit underneath my
There you go.
goggles.
I've worn glasses. I know what backup
I don't
glasses
want
look
to put.
like.
These are actually easier to put on under my helmet than my other ones
Yeah,
because there's no fucking teleproductor at all.
that's safe.
There you go.
Oh yeah, it's great if I
Fingers.
put them on wrong, I'll stab myself, go blind.
Yeah.
'Cause
Good times.
these aren't gonna
You
break.
don't need eyes.
They're titanium.
Where do you guys want to explore through that religious area at all?
I'd probably have a peek at Grenhilda because she's my goddess.
Okay, and you guys go everywhere together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Nani's just gonna start a 7th pile with all the trinkets that are in her pockets.
Oh, a 7th pile?
The 7th pile. Didn't you say there was? Oh no, the 8th pile. Sorry,
The 8th pile?
the 8th pile.
You want one for Delron?
Seems like a nice guy. Bad's a relative term.
It's all perspective. And the world cannot exist without
I
cruelty.
mean, I feel like we need to acknowledge that he exists.
Well, yeah.
So
I've-
she just takes whatever
Tanith
trinkets she's got in
has
her pockets.
literally
and
had
does-
conversations with Oros.
I mean,
Okay, so that being said,
that's it. All the little trinkets and things that people have given me.
everybody
just
roll
simple.
perception.
What? Who's the god that was
Brought the
that?
wrath of something down upon us.
The guy that was
That was Keldrin, wasn't it?
Yes, that was Keldrin. Yes, God
14.
of death and also order of the cycle.
That's a
14?
That's a
15.
15? 7?
Plus your.
Perception?
Yeah.
That's on the dice for her.
10?
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
hold on.
The 15, Erelon, you will have noticed when that lady was praying to Feldera, she cupped it in her face and then hung it on and walked away, and you see that it dematerializes. Just kind of disappears.
Can we do that to me? Bring
Just
away.
appear people? Dang.
David Lane. So, Erelon looks to Tanith, and he points to the lady who's now walking away. Did you see that she cupped something in her hands? Well, you saw that. You saw her cup something, but you didn't see it dematerialize.
I guess they're listening.
Yeah. So, it vanished. So, they're observing whatever we're doing.
I've literally spoken with Oros directly. The gods are active.
Erewhon will take his hurdy-gurdy. He'll take a look at it and look over to Grinhilda's statue, and he'll set it behind the monument, leaning onto it.
That other dude's gonna steal it.
You lean it up against the statue in the back. Alright, it is leaned up. Are you setting it down as an offering?
He is.
Wow.
Roll percentile for me, please.
Percentile. Oh god, I don't know how to read D10 sometimes. Oh, that's 0, 0. Okay, that's 8, I think.
8?
I think.
0, 0 is... Yeah, that... Because, 90 and 10 is 100.
Yeah.
0, 0 is 0, 0. So 8%?
I guess so.
Well struck.
You lean it up against the statue. Do you say anything?
He looks to the hurdy-gurdy and to the statue, and he just kind of mutters under his breath in Elvish, "Just let me live."
That seems selfish. Oh, you should just let me
Especially
live.
considering it's an Elvish.
I heard it.
I don't speak Elvish.
I barely speak common.
Well,
That's fair.
you rolled a stealth of 18 to say it as quietly as possible.
Can I see if I heard him?
Sure. Yeah.
What would that be?
Perception.
No, I didn't. I mean, it was 11.
No, I didn't.
11.
No.
You're none.
9.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
First off, I know how much that means to you. That's a lot for you. You bring up that hurdy-gurdy? You've carried that thing with you forever.
Yes. And oftentimes, it's worth more to be offered up for the greater good than anything else.
Especially when it's something of such obviously tremendous sentimental value.
He just nods silently.
Seems like a good idea. Tampa will walk over to the Oros totem.
Of course.
And he'll pull out a small bundle of crossbow bolts. 4, probably.
Alright.
Usually I don't pray much, but we're gonna need your help with this one. We're in a bad way.
Roll percentile.
Oh god.
I don't think I know how to roll percentile. I don't know.
87.
You just roll 2d10s.
This one and this one.
As you put the bag of bolts on the statue that is dedicated to Oros, they seem to dematerialize right in front of you.
Huh. Oh. Nice to see you're listening.
Galus, you were going to Brynhilda's?
Yeah.
Just see me leave there.
You do see his
She steals his
Surprise.
hurdy-gurdy. Runs off of
his
it.
prized hurdy-gurdy.
Waddles away.
That he has never played for us.
It's
Because
been
it doesn't
broken.
play.
So it really doesn't do any good.
He doesn't want to break it again.
That was close. He rolled a natural 2 last time playing it.
No, I don't. I just don't think that thing wants to be played.
I would go up to. You say it's like a statue?
Yep. For Brynhilda, it seems to be a statue made out of flowers and bits of stick and wherever odd kind of pieces of wood they could find. There's also some food kind of stringed in and about there.
I would struggle and get down on my knees for a moment. And just empty out my pockets. Any little things that are in there that the villagers had given us.
Okay. Do you give up the snuff box of Elder?
I hang on to that
okay.
one.
Keep that one.
In case she wants to get a little bit high.
That seems to be important, so I hang on to
No.
that. But
You're right.
just the little
yeah.
bits of like sticks and things that the kids gave us, the little blocks of
Deity.
stone or copper, whatever they were,
Silver?
silver.
Silver? Nani, you're standing there, and you see her drop some silver in front of Grenhilda, and you know that's not really what you give Grenhilda. You know that's what you give Anra. You give Anra silver to preserve your soul and what you are, your essence, into the next life.
I mean, she's doing her best, though.
I don't really have much.
I mean, she's doing... I don't know what I have that's more appropriate, because I have all the same stuff that she has, really.
No, just
I'm just... No,
you just noticed that. That's all.
fine.
So you drop all the things on there, yeah.
And I would just whisper quietly in Elvish and say, I pledge these two to you if you keep them safe.
Roll percentile.
She doesn't know how.
Don't know how to roll.
2d10s, the 1d10 with the 00, the 2 numbers, and the d10 without.
I think. Okay, so this one
Yep. And another d10.
with just regular numbers.
Regular
Yeah,
numbers,
just the single
This
digit.
one. Okay. Oh, 42?
Yeah.
42.
42?
Is that how that works? I rolled a 40 and a 2.
You rolled a 40 and a 6.
46?
Okay, 46.
But
I need glasses.
But still. I was like, 42, am I the dumb?
No, my glasses are home.
Alright, you drop all the things and they kind of roll around and kind of gather. As I'll get you roll perception.
15.
15 as you're kind of getting them, one rolls over here and you kind of push it back and this one rolls over. You kind of get them in a pile, and when you get them all in the pile, you know that there was definitely more there when you threw them all down before they scattered. You look around, you don't see any more hanging around, but there was definitely more in that pile of things, and the block of silver seems to be gone. So, Nani,
Yay.
you gather all the things in your pockets, in your hands, and you plop them down in an 8th spot.
Random. Look, this is a good spot.
As you stand up from doing that, or do you say anything?
And stroke.
You have a stroke.
No, I need to in about 48 hours.
Hey, don't change the storyline too much.
Do I say anything? I don't think so. I feel like it speaks for itself.
Okay, so you're thinking it though. This is what
Yeah.
you're planning.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was...
It's the Temple of Nani.
Well, no, it's more like, I feel like you have to represent everyone, even if it's not necessarily like a tribute.
That's the design
There
pantheon.
needs
That's
to
right.
be a recognition of sorts.
Valid.
So Nani's having a moment of, like,
Clarity.
depth.
So as you're doing that, you kind of stand up, and someone was just off to the right there. A human woman walks up, and she says, "What are you doing? Do you know what he did to us? He did this. How can you make an offering to him?"
Oh, you can't forget what's happened. You have to acknowledge the truth.
The truth of what? That he's killed countless thousands of people? And humans, people, and dwarves, and elves?
Yeah, basically.
She shakes her head and scoffs at you and kind of walks off. You look down again. Everything you put on the ground is gone. There's a hole in the ground, about the size of a fist, and from behind you scurries beneath your legs a snake. The snake goes down. Sorry.
Triggered.
And
Nicholas has a heart attack. She has a stroke.
the snake.
Finish the storyline right quick.
This moment of the game.
There goes the 2 to Grenhilda.
So the snake slithers between your feet and right down the hole. And after that, you can see this rat-like creature run by and jump down in the hole as well.
You're making rodents, Nani.
I'm disappearing rodents, I think, is what's happening. They're going away and not They're going in the ground.
But a hole
Could you
there.
make a bigger hole for ants?
But the hole there remains about the size of a fist. And at that point, we can return. A few hours later, Tanith, you get that feeling of the wind rushing, the sound of the ocean in your ears. You're kind of the first one to hear it to begin with, and that is when Oros appears next to you and offers you his help.
And it is greatly appreciated.
And then he splits off in the 6 smaller versions of himself and goes off in all the different directions. You guys work, and you work making the forms. Get them in place. Everything falls into place just perfectly. You guys are amazed at how efficient you were able to make it and how good it was. Your rolls were excellent. At that moment, Galus cries out in pain. There's a massive shake of the earth as almost simultaneously the explosions off in the distance echo screams through this rather small tunnel you have built in the wall. And then the skittering and scattering of beetles, the grunts that you guys are fairly familiar with, begin to pour out of every entrance as Oros is just in front of them, warning you guys that it is time.
Oh boy, time for murder.
And that is where we're going to continue.
Time for murder.
The skittering and scattering of these grunt-like insects become louder as they pour out of the openings into this particular cavern, into the Underforge. You guys, the echoing of the explosion from inside the tunnel, the main tunnel there, is still echoing around the room while these bugs skitter in. You look down from the crucible where you're standing, where you are laying down, Galus, to see the folk also see this. They flee from their tents towards the crucible. I make a slight change to it. They're all about right here, because that's 120 feet away. You guys moved all their tent and everything. All the camps were all moved back. So they're all scattered now within about 30 feet of the crucible. All of them.
We're gonna have to save all these people.
Perhaps. And that's where we're going to begin.
Oh lordy.
Around.
Nani commits suicide. Done. Out.
Jump in the pit.
No.
Around you guys, up here on the crucible control station, there's this globe of glowing energy that you guys are sort of familiar with. The reaction from when Galus gets injured or impaled on some object, this golden light began to show. And now it seems to be this glowing orb focused on her within a 10-foot area. 10 to 15 feet, say.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 makes more sense. In a 15-foot area. You guys, some of you are so close that you can kind of stand in and out of it at the same time. It doesn't seem to hinder your movement. Everybody, roll for initiative.
Initiative. That's not good.
Okay, who's got above 15?
About 15. I have 16.
16. Alright, who's got above a 10?
11.
11.
Yay!
Wow.
We did good.
Who's got above a 5?
I have 7.
Oh no.
I did real good.
What'd you get?
4.
4.
No, you got a
Oh, look at that. Even
you got a 7. This is your dex score. Oh wait, 14 plus 2. This should be plus 2. So you got a 5.
Oh, I lied. It's a 5,
You
apparently.
got a 5.
Still not above a 5.
It's mashed with 5.
The earth
I'm scared.
just shook tremendously, and a rift of lava opened up
The floor is lava.
here.
Is that coming from where we had that funnel that we built?
Nope, the funnel is in this direction.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That one, you can see as it rips open, these beetle-like bugs fall inside and they just evaporate as on the heat. Some of them are there for less than a second before they dissipate. You can hear the screams cry out, but there's just more that pile out on top of each other even from the cavern entrances. The only one that's not giving out so much is the one where you guys had placed the mines.
Okay.
But they do swarm. And right now, they're about 100 feet away.
100 feet away.
Yep. You guys have one turn to do something.
Okay.
Since they act first and everybody else acts last, you guys can just role play it on where you're going to end up for the next turn. So you
Okay.
got 6 seconds for what you're going to do in battle, in like lifetime.
I'd like to leave.
Okay.
You're having a baby. You can't do
Nope.
nothing.
I'm not having a baby. I'm holding it in.
Just change your mind.
We
Okay,
are
I'm going with
going
her. We're going.
We're
I
gone
invoke
home.
my 12th level wizard spell in Dimension Door.
I want to go back to Keldrin and I want to go back to Grand Hill to
Ask
the
for more.
grasslands. I'm out.
And do I see any particularly large figures like Formians?
You do not see any. You just, it seems to be this mass of beetle-like creatures.
Okay, and the one that I have, the layer action that I have, just to make sure, that's which one do I have?
The layer actions were. That's pretty much. Let's see here.
I was talking about hitting you with the frying pan. I don't know why you were going.
Why?
And I was talking about catching the babies in the frying pan.
That could be useful.
It's a really it's really a useful tool.
It is multifaceted.
Hold this in back
Fire, lava.
and create water.
It was moving lava, anyway, if I find it here. The other was moving an object, and the other was heating up the crucible. Yeah, that's what it was. You also.
Can druids give birth in wild shape form?
You're gonna find out.
Ow.
It's gonna be
But if you
interesting.
think about it, the babies would be able to
gonna have
wild
puppies?
shape. So that would mean I've been a wolf carrying human babies,
It's weird, right?
right?
Wouldn't that be easier for a dire wolf?
Are you gonna have
The babies
puppies?
are smaller.
No, because they can't wild shape. They're not druids.
There's a lot of questions going on through your head right now in the middle of this cacophony of noise and rumbling and skittering, and
I got my own rumbling and skittering going on.
there was also a large hammering on the steel door that you guys put in place that triggered off all of the fun.
Gotcha. Alright, so did we pour the lava down that yet?
You did not.
Okay, alright, so the door's in place, and what I'm going to do is, with my layer action, pour the lava down the funnel that's leading out into that door, into that tunnel,
Okay.
since there was a hammering on it.
All right. So you call out to one of the pages, and they seem to touch the panel.
Now, I was pretty good at that last time. Can I give advantage to them, help them, possibly?
I'll let them roll with advantage. Yep.
Cool.
That's good. First a natural one. All right. So you can see this column of lava rise up out of the pool on that side, closest to the steel doors where you have the funnel set up, and it coasts through the air and deposits a 10 by 20 foot cylinder of lava, and it drops it in. You guys can hear more of this screaming, this hissing, this loud crying noises, and you can hear it kind of just sizzle and roast.
Roll for lava damage.
Yeah, no, not this time. Not this time. You're not going to have to worry about it.
Oh.
It's not moist.
Yep.
It's not moist.
It's not moist.
We're still at the same like rest level as when we left off, right? Like any expended spell slots are still expended.
You guys had enough days to get a full night's rest, so you guys were underground for 3 days.
Yeah, we're
Once you
good.
got there.
But once we got up here and okay.
We haven't been
I'm not
using
gonna argue.
spells,
Why am I arguing like
Yeah, shut up, Heidi. Shut up, Heidi. I'll take,
I did that too earlier.
take my 1 point back.
That's all that I'd really want to do. I want to make sure that I can defend in the center currently.
Okay, so now that lava goes down, you guys can hear the burning and the hissing. The creatures move in their turn 80 feet closer to you. Now they're only about 20 feet from all the survivors from the 2 camps as they've all backed up. Now on the map here you only see so many minis. I don't have 35 minis to throw down, so we're just going to take.
Could we use a single Hans to represent each swarm?
Oh, they each swarm.
Yeah.
Well, the swarm is like everywhere. It's like a sea of beetles rolling into you guys. Every square has at least 1 or 2 beetles in it.
It's the plague. It's a biblical plague.
So many beetles.
I upset the old gods.
And is so, Galus, you just had a powerful urge to push, and you pushed, and
nope, we're holding them
No?
in. They are not coming out.
the effect of that ripped the hole into the ground. That big large
Hole in me.
streak of lava in the ground, all the way up to the wall, to the cavern's edge, and then it passed. Nani?
Okay, so we're on the thing. Up on the thing, right?
Yep.
And they can only get up via these...
It appears so. The
Unless
ceiling,
they can just climb
the ceiling peaks out of sight, so you don't know how tall that is. Theoretically, they could be dropping 1,000 feet and they would just die on impact. But that seems to be the only ways up, yes.
But I can't do... No, you know what? I'm just gonna prepare myself for incoming attack to attempt to defend Galus while she births human elven children.
Okay, so you're going to
No, doing it. No.
hold an action to fend off any creatures. Get me in Galus. That's me. I would allow a short movement with that as well. And to get in the way. That's cool. That's alright.
Not that I could really protect her from all sides, but that's what you get what you get. I'm ready to whack things with a frying pan.
Tana, are you doing anything? Up there?
I think I'll heat the cauldron if there's anything in it.
You can use your action to do that, I suppose. I want to keep it a layer action right now because it takes more effort than that, so it's a special thing. So that would have to be expelled. Anybody can use the layer action too. You know, if you have experience with it, which is mainly just these 2 guys. I don't think you guys would even have any. Yeah.
Tannis is better at marshalling forces than operating equipment anyway. So basically, he is going to actually cast Armor of Agathis on himself.
Okay. Perfect. You guys can see. Where is he? Right here. It's right here.
We're having a dance party.
There we are.
You guys can see Deximus run down in. I forgot about Deximus. He's right here.
We
From
haven't
up
done a
here.
Neil shout out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Neil.
That's
You're
right.
the real MVP.
Tannis was actually going to, as he's casting like immediately after he casts Armor of Agathis, he's going to say, melee fighters to the front, protect the casters as long as you can. Your spells will be very useful.
You can hear this thundering voice pound out from up the top the crucible. It's like right beside you, Galus, right on top of you, just boom.
Because I still have that 6-man squad of knights as well.
How I'm putting them is they're kind of intermingled with the people, so that's basically what. If the soldiers go down, there's likely no chance for the people that are behind them. Creatures that are behind them.
Cats which are squishy.
So, Deximus runs down there, top of the list. The grunts move forward. Now, I'm not going to put them on the board either because I don't have 3,000 dice, or 3,000 minis.
Should work on
But,
that.
yeah, right? Gets to play some Warhammer. That'll happen in about a week. And they swarm. And when they swarm, wherever there's not a space filled, they are in it. They are in it up until the start of the bridge. They can only go that far. So just imagine the tide is coming in from all around, and it's beetles, and they've got these teeth, these what are they called? Pincers?
Mandibles, yeah.
Mandibles. Just gnashing it at legs, dropping people down. That's what they're trying to do. So the grunts move in, and they're going to do some attacks. We're going to. All right. First bit, the soldiers that you put in place, Erelon, and the 6 Oros, Knights of Oros, the 6 Knights of Oros, seem to be holding themselves even with them. You see one knight go down as it gets pulled down by his leg, and immediately one of the bugs go in and snap at his neck, and his head rolls off and is quickly masked by another beetle as it comes in and rolls through. You can see them though when they hit. A couple of them hit with slashing weapons, and when they slash, or bludgeoning as well, you can see when they slash with their long swords or their great axes or what they may have, they hit one creature and they just slice through the next one and the next. Anybody who is wielding a bludgeoning or slashing weapon gets the use of cleave as a bonus action, especially from 3.5. You can continue your attack for as many times as you can hit. So, theoretically, you can cleave 9 creatures all the way around you. One after the other.
Some shit with a frying pan.
That means fists and elbows for you, sir. So,
Body slam.
you're going to need new clothes, I think.
Probably.
If you
You're
have
having-
claws, those are slashing.
You're having a baby.
But yes, if you do slash at those things, you have the use. You have to call it beforehand. I use my bonus action to cleave, and that signifies that you're just going to have that ability to do it. So if you hit one guy, you roll again, you hit him, you roll again, you hit him, you roll again, you do.
So you roll until you don't hit.
You roll until you don't hit, or until you get a maximum number of eligible creatures around. What's your range, Tanith?
10 with the glaive.
His range is 10 feet. That's amazing. Your range is also 10 feet. I gave you a great.
2.0, right?
Oh, that's awesome. I painted myself into a wicked situation here. That's awesome.
So,
It's okay. You got more important things on your mind.
Rage and cleave and rage and cleave.
just to clarify, so if I use my bonus action to do that, do I need to? Because none of us have extra attack yet. Because we're not.
No.
None of us are level 5.
But you
so.
technically, no, that's right. You have to use your bonus action to activate
key.
that for key. So
Yeah.
yes, it would compromise that particular situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how does that work then? Do I just so if I say I'm going to cleave?
Yep.
And
You roll your attack.
do I just roll one attack?
Yep. And if you hit, you get to roll it again
Okay.
And again.
Until the AC.
until you miss.
Oh,
Yeah.
the best part is I don't even need my axe.
Oh, there you go.
'Cause I have claws.
Get you. All right.
This is going to be fun. So now, that was the grunts. Erelon, you're up first.
All right. It's the closest one to me.
None of them are actually close to you. You have to move down the ramp and into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
40 feet is enough movement to get there and do stuff. Yes?
Yeah, you can, I'm going to allow you also. You can share space with the creature. You can like finish, but you have to attack that space. You have to be able to attack that space and do something about that creature, either pushing it out of the way or killing it.
Gotcha. All right.
So you can move down in through the crowd as their friendlies, and you can move out. You have another 5 foot of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your move speed? 35?
40.
40. Oh, you can still move 2 more squares.
40 foot bros.
25 feet.
Oh, there you go. Eh? Nice.
Normally 35.
Stumpy legs. Woo.
20 foot over there.
That's why my frying pan's so long.
It's a skillet with thin rim on it.
Can we now implement the fact that every time my frying pan hits something, it makes a gong noise?
Yeah, sure. It might be more like a cracking egg sound in this situation.
That's a skull.
But if you're hitting, once you start fighting bigger creatures, definitely a gong sound if you want.
Gong.
Okay, so Erlen will move up and he will roll to attack. Just had to make sure I had everything in order. He's using the ball oak staff.
Yeah, forgot one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The damage that you roll has to kill the creature in order to cleave. It has to kill it. My apologies. Big thing. I forgot to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you roll an attack, you do your damage. If it's enough to kill it, then you get to go again?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Alright. So he's gonna roll to attack one of these creatures with his bull oak staff.
Alright.
That is gonna be 11. Probably doesn't hit.
Well, surprisingly enough, you would know. You just got in over its armor class and smash into this carapace that seems not to be so defended as the other ones, taller ones that you have met before.
Yes.
Armorless and small, they seem weak, like eggs that move around a great hive.
Oh lord. Gross. And bonus action cleave for this as well. Damage. That is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
This creature takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Did you roll what on that dice?
Minimum.
Minimum?
1. Was that so it
It looks bloodied. It has 8 hit points.
beautiful. Okay.
It looks very bloodied, though. Very bloodied. And that's going to be your move. Erlen, did you want to stay in with the crowd? Kind of form a line of defense there?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
That's what he'll do.
Alright, next up is Tanith. There you go. You're right here, my man.
Alright. So obviously there's a swarm coming from that way as well.
Let's see.
Maybe.
Yes, there would be. And just kind of imagine that there's more people everywhere. Oh, actually, a spread around there. That makes more sense.
Each mini is like 10 people.
Yeah. That's perfect. So kind of like that. We can pull this guy from the middle and there. That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, where do I... Taking a quick look around, where do I see there's more?
There seem to be less coming from the north side of the map here. That's where the funnel is set up. Everywhere else seems to have about the equal amount pouring through.
Oh, goody. Well, I'm going to go this way then. Take a jump off the dais and land right there in a glorious fashion.
I can roll some athletics with advantage.
Oh,
I think. Do you have advantage with athletics for some reason?
Yes. Proficient in athletics.
Yeah, that works. Get proficiency. I just roll regular though. In the dice tray.
Well, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped. First one was a 19, second one's a 9.
Plus is that a 9 total?
It was a 2 on the dice.
Oh, okay. So, unfortunately, Tanith, as you go to leap, your left foot you're so big and clunky now.
Still not used to this.
It catches the lip of the protective guard that's around the control station, and you go head over heels. You got the power and the strength. You're just moving in a front somersault in the same arc. You make it, but you land hard on your shoulder. You decimate 3 of these creatures by landing on them, but you do take 2d6 falling damage.
That technically counts a cleave if he kills them.
That's kind of what I gave him up to 3 for it.
Body slam.
Did you fall on it?
I fell on
Do you
3
have
of
a
them.
question?
Yes.
10 points of falling damage,
I'm gonna
and you are
pretend like I
prone,
can
sir.
answer.
Ow.
If you're proficient in something, does that mean you get advantage rolling on it?
No, no.
Okay.
I gave him.
No. I just wondered if I've been doing that wrong all of this time.
All right, half my movement, stand back up.
Squishy.
Or the other half of my movement, I guess, stand up. And oh goody, things to kill. Great axe.
Absolutely.
And cleave.
Don't worry. No, he's gonna.
9 plus 8, 17.
AC of 10. Everybody remember that? AC of 10.
Well, that's an 18 to hit.
Yep. So roll some damage.
Oh, I got this.
All right.
I'm not doing shit.
So we got 11 slashing plus 2 fire.
So, 8 hit points gets taken up as your great axe smashes through one side of it, cuts it open just like a sandwich, and your blade seems to have this heavy momentum towards the next available creature, which there is.
Hurrah.
Roll another d20.
That is a 12.
That hits. Roll the same damage. Actually, do you know what?
You can do it.
This is gonna take a long time. What I'm gonna do is keep the original, the dice you roll. If you break their hit points, if you break over their hit points, you kill them. You get cleave with the same amount of damage that you rolled. So you just roll, keep rolling, and keep rolling. So if you do really good, you'll do really good. So that first roll you rolled 12. It was 12
It was
total.
11 slashing and 2 fire.
13 then. So just roll the hit, and you hit that time.
Yep.
Cut through that guy too. Roll the hit again.
Natural 20.
That gets 2 of them in a row. Roll again.
17 plus a lot.
All right, so that would clear out the whole front area in front of you. You just slash right through them, one giant slash.
Murder. That was satisfying.
Tanith the Reaper.
Deximus over there does the same thing.
Almost Warmaster might be.
Must.
Come on, Dexy. Keep up.
I'll show you my boobs later.
He does hit, and he rolls 11 damage. He is going to hit again, and natural 1. So he gets 3 down, but the second one gets caught in the beast. The beast catches it in its mandibles, and their mandibles seem to be pretty strong. It's just the rest of them that seem to be really weak. But he's fighting with the sword now.
It's a carpenter ant.
Galus, you are at a moment of pause in between the peaks. You're in a trough right now. What do you do?
I'm gonna throw some
What are you gonna do?
poison spray at
X.
bugs.
Certainly. What's the range on that?
10 feet.
That's
Never
not gonna.
mind.
That's not gonna
Not
do.
work.
Not.
It's only a cantrip. It's fine.
But from your position, you have a vantage point on most everything through the openings of the. That's right. The guardrails are the same material as the base you're sitting on that you can see within into the crucible, so you can actually see through them. I forgot to say that they're also painted the same color for me to remember that, but I didn't remember. So you guys can see everything. Some of it's through a green haze, and the rest where there's the opening is not, but you can see without issue.
Let's go for a flaming spear.
Excellent.
60 feet.
60 feet will reach. Now you know there's a concentration of them on the east, west, and southern side. The north side seems to be almost vacant as a large cylinder of lava just flew over your heads and deposited itself over that way.
That is not safe.
Actually, it is because it's going down into a funnel.
I don't need a deck save from the bugs that are being
It's a
hit
not funnel.
by us.
They are swarms.
I do the turn things.
I think there's a rule about deck saves for them, but they're big. Oh, that's not advantage. Okay. So that's going to be a 7.
No, they fail.
All right.
So it's going to be 2d6 of fire damage. Oh, for 3.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I got a 2 and a 1. That was a really crabby roll.
That's
Yeah.
That's
I'm a little incapacitated. Okay.
She's distracted.
So, but it does in which direction did you choose? Tanith is over here. We have Erlon taking on this front. Nobody's on this one really except for the soldiers.
Okay, that side. I just throw it over my head.
Which side, sorry?
That one.
Over. Okay, where there's no defense. Very good. Then you weaken. What's its area? Does it cover?
5 feet.
5 feet
Not
only.
great.
Oh, only hits one thing, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I don't have great spells for range.
it sounds so much more fierce than that. You know?
I know. A flaming spear.
Yeah. But yeah.
Once I get up higher levels,
I need you to roll D100, please. Percentile for me.
2d10s. Double
I
digit.
was like, I don't have 100-sided dice. Let me get that.
Come on, Heidi. Get with it. Learn the lingo.
Is that 11?
That's 11. You got it. All right. 11. Roll a D10. Yeah, roll a D10.
Oh no.
0.
0. That's 10 actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Oh no.
Nani, it was lovely knowing you.
So 10. You rolled a 10. Your height changes by a number of inches equal to the roll. You just gained about a foot in height. Now you're really tall. Nani, you see this. Her clothes kind of shrink all of a sudden, or she grows. It's
What?
yeah, that was interesting.
What?
Did you just pick a random thing that I got?
You picked it. You
Wow.
rolled that dice. I
You
didn't
did
do
this.
nothing.
Why did you
Wild
choose
magic.
to do that?
Yeah, wild magic.
Wild magic.
What's
You would
wild?
know it's common in the elven community. A wild magic. It's when a sorcerer is so strong and so powerful that their magic mutates and takes on other effects that could be harmful, even fatal sometimes, but also beneficial at the same time.
So is this gonna happen each time?
You think so, maybe. But
So it might permanently 10 inches taller?
yes.
Which is gonna make us look even funnier because I'm still only 4 feet tall.
That's a perfect one. You rolled a
She's gonna
zero.
get a foot taller each time.
You could have shrunk too, eh? If it was a 9, you would have shrunk 9 inches.
It was a 10, so it was 10 inches.
If it was even, you grew. If it was odd, you shrunk.
Oh. I'm interested to see what else is in that
Tanith
book.
missed it. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Whack.
Don't tell him.
He has to turn around and notice.
He's got to notice. It's going to be after the battle. It's going to be wicked.
If we all live.
If we all live, yeah. He's like, looking at corpses. That will be messed up.
We're looking at each other in the afterlife. Huh, well, now we're here.
Like, well, this is different.
We're on the ethereal plane
So
now.
make that change on your character sheet.
I don't remember
you have
what
it
my
first.
original
No, you
was.
don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that.
So then that was Galus' turn.
That was Galus' turn.
We have
Nani.
Ravum
No.
is up here. He moves down and starts doing some damage.
So we're gonna kill him, right?
Ravum?
Yeah.
You guys want to kill him?
Well, I mean, let the bugs kill him, but
Most likely, yes.
he's a wizard moving into close combat. It's never gonna end well.
It's the Blade Singer, so.
So he takes out. I'm going to say he reaches in the bag of holding that he has, and everybody sees it. And he pulls out a short sword because he wants to get in on the slashing action that's going on here. And he slashes, and he hits,
6:30.
and he does 9 damage just over the bar. That's good. And these are the weak. This one of them was the weak one. That's the one he targeted. And that's
It's murder.
plus 9, not plus 9, plus 4, 6. Oh, that second one was actually a miss. So he slices one down, unfortunately, and it was the weak one. Here we go. So he moves down into battle. That's done. Then Nani.
Me.
Yes, it's you.
Nani rages.
All right, that's your bonus action.
Nani rages. She going for it.
All right.
Okay.
Careful.
So you see, Tanith moved eastward.
Yes.
You have Erelon and Deximus had moved
Yes.
west. Nobody moved north because it seems pretty calm over there right now. And then in the south we have Ravum that moved in. And that was it.
Where are the majority? They're still everywhere. It doesn't really matter.
They're still everywhere. Just
Okay.
not. They're just not in the northern section. They might have 4 or 5 total because they got decimated by the lava and
Right.
the explosions. So
Right. I'm gonna go with. Can I actually even get anywhere?
oh, you can move 25 feet. You can get down here. The down. Either way, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to attack somebody. Yeah. Any direction, east.
I'm gonna
West or
go south with Rav. See? Well, I mean, can I like stay? I'm covering the entrance thing.
You want to cover the entrance? Oh yeah, absolutely. You can go right there if you like.
Yeah,
for sure.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to hit things, but I can
No, that's good.
keep them away from you.
Baseball bat them.
I said, I don't want to hit you while I'm hitting things.
So then, anybody close to you, I'll move and have the same action. They'll make space for you because they know what you're trying to do.
They're like,
Look at your swing
that's
range."
not gonna be safe.
Move him up here somewhere.
She gonna rage.
Okay, there we go. And you're
okay.
raging. Yep, and
So-
there are creatures there. At least there would have been. There's going to be 3 after those guys moved. in.
So that's a 12 plus 6.
Big hit. Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna 11
All right.
Plus
plus 5.
5 plus 2 for your rage.
Oh yeah, plus 2 for my rage. I already forgot that I was raging. I didn't really need to rage.
So
It
you-
wasn't
So
necessary.
you turn that one into scrambled eggs on your
Yeah.
pan. Roll another attack.
So that's enough. That's what, 13?
14.
14. 14?
You get the plus. You get
Uh,
that.
he's good. He knows math.
You can't not
I know.
do enough damage. You
I know.
automatically hit. I had a feeling. I
I
thought I
know.
overstepped for a second and did the math in my head.
No.
It's like, no, the minimum damage is 8.
Everything dies!
She rolled a natural 20.
That's 2 of them. So I'll give you 1 more because of the natural 20. Oh, that's right. You have 20-foot range. I forgot that, Tanith. You had another 5 rolls to make.
That was a nat one.
We'll catch up next
We'll
one.
figure it out later.
And that one?
We go from the highest to highest to the lowest to lowest. So I hit wrap him.
Absolutely. No, that's perfect. And for 11 damage. No, more than that, right?
Anyway.
How much was the damage?
I hate
18.
Oh, 18.
Yeah, you get him.
Are we killing?
This is how it might happen, and it was dice rolls.
I
You
mean,
say
I'm
it was
gonna...
19?
18.
18.
Yep. He's 11 on the
What's his
dice, and
AC?
then plus
Or
5
his
plus
what?
2.
Do I get
Oh,
my...
yeah, his
do I
AC is
get
only
cleave?
14.
Because I used my rage?
Sorry?
Do I get to cleave? Because I used my rage?
Oh.
No,
I don't.
you don't.
I only
so
get the
it's all
first
right.
one.
We back
But I
up.
can
That's
cleave.
all right.
But I can cleave next
Yeah,
turn.
next turn you can
because
cleave.
I'm already raged. Okay, that's what
all
I'm
right.
okay. Yeah, sorry.
So,
that first
draw
one,
that back.
I
Thanks
something
for
and then
catching
carried
it. Thank
on.
you for catching it. Although long run, it didn't.
It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. What's up?
I
What's
was just looking at your path of the ancestors, but these guys are so
They're
weak,
not
it doesn't-
surviving.
It doesn't, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
that's
If
true.
one survives, then
Yeah.
we'll deal with that.
And we've already determined that that's impossible. You had as long as you make contact,
That's why I was
they
really
die.
excited for my turn.
It's just you're just kind of waving around a hot pan.
It's like a fly swatter.
It's one of those electric bug zappers.
Whack-a-mole.
She's over here going
Oh
clonk,
man.
clonk.
And
Clonk.
let's see, we have.
Yeah, I was doing that math, and I did the math
Okay.
wrong, and I still was like, geez, I
Jumps
really
up
can't
here.
lose.
On the edge and balances himself up there, pulls out his crossbow, and unfortunately doesn't work with piercing, so that's not going to work. But he gets his crossbow out and shoots. Uses his reaction to reload, because that's what it takes. It's a reaction, or not a reaction. It's encounter your object, interact with object. That's what it is.
That thing.
Another rule that we messed up in the past, but that happens, and that's cocked, and that's a natural 1. Jesus. So he gets
Shoots off
one
the foot.
shoot off, and the next one just. You can see the string snap and the crossbow bolt go up and all wild.
I think we're gonna die.
Oh man, it's not.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Hey, the jump up there was nice though. Did the whole
He did a fancy,
flat foot jump.
fancy jump.
All right, then that was Delcock. Back to the top. You guys can hear again these 3 loud smashes. Clang, clang, clang. Then the grunts move in again where there wasn't a space. They fill the space up again, and they push. That's good. Nani's got that blocked off. Tanith, you got that blocked off.
I could just sit down and have it blocked off.
Really though. Nani, I'll get you to roll a strength saving throw for me. You two, Erlon.
And I get with advantage because I'm raging.
Yep.
Great.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good. 'Cause
natural
one's a 2 and
20.
one's a 20.
That's perfect because all of them, Nani, have swarmed you from all 5 sides, just trying to push you back, and you hold them off, man. Holy shit!
I got
Wow.
19.
19? Yeah, you easily hold off the 2 and 3 that's on you. The one beside you, however, gets knocked prone and they swarm through. This guy, God,
This guy.
holds him back. Decimus, he's special, so he gets a roll. Decimus goes down.
Oh,
They swarm over Decimus, crawling, not biting him, not attacking him, just crawling over him. Crawling over the one who had already fallen. This guy fails that save and he falls over. Bad rolls, bad rolls.
They're coming for me. It's okay, I only need to move 25 feet and I'm back.
Oh my god.
I'm going to use my reaction to do an attack of opportunity on any of them that move past me.
And they move past you, so you got it. And attacks of opportunity count for cleave. No, they don't. You have to use a bonus action. My apologies. That would have been cool, but you still get your attack for sure.
I'll still do that. And that's a nat 18, so
You got him.
that's...
Oh, is that low balls again?
Nope, 6 on the dice, so that's
Okay, good.
11 damage.
You just smash him right in his neck, and his head kind of hangs off. The mandibles stop, and he falls to the ground.
Good.
You can see he falls to the ground. Another one kind of climbs on top of him. His body falls in the lava. And you guys got to even think, like, they're climbing and skittering so bad, they're falling off in the lava themselves. And there's just another one to replace them. Just right there. You can't see beyond this pile of bugs. Galus, you can. And anybody up on the Crucible can, because they have height. Everybody else down there, it's like you're in the middle of a wave. It's just rolling in on you.
Can I see over them?
Yes, you can.
I could have stood up.
Erlon.
Yep.
Oh, that was their push forward. I didn't do their attacks. Sorry. So they push forward. As they roll up on you, Galus, you can see them from all sides. Not from all sides, from the 3 bottom sides there. Just move in a horde all the way up. They're falling off the bridge, hitting the
Are
acid.
they coming for me? Like, is that what they're heading? I mean,
It would roll insight with advantage.
I mean,
You could be in. No, for rule's sake, because I have this set out right now, roll normally, because the disadvantages will come later.
so that's 13.
They're swarming. They seem to be coming from all directions and meeting. You're doing the math. They're going to all meet you at the same time. But as you're doing the math, they run into this barrier. And you can see as parts of them just phase out and it disappears. They don't even hit. They don't even get inside. As the rest of them push forward on it, they are pushing each other into it and they just phase away. Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Filthan, Episode 21, Godsforge Part A.